Дождь пошел. Что-то как, давай, Ру. Так, ребят, привет. Так, все, начинаем прохождение. Так, все, стрим идет. Так, ребят, так, надо... Что за глюки? Так, сейчас как раз задание будет с подзем... А вот спустить закрытую шахту за смерть. Там мне краснолюды будут.
I'll say it again. Humans are strange.
Так.
Let's hear it. See, when they're to marry, they become terribly picky. Have to check everything. Whether the bride's been ploughed, has a dowry, is diligent.
Гранаты, в принципе, надо делать. Палики.
Claims she's a virgin, and nobody questions her virtue. They just... What do you say to that? You've answered your own.
Let me tell
Так, ну
you
вот
about
серебряный меч был еще.
Fell from the sea.
Another one. You let one human in and in no time.
It was very unusual.
Так, Чельника. Так, хорошо, сейчас просто вот это все скинуть. 172. Хочу поставить. Так. Масло. Жесть, рамки кидает. Кладки панциря брана. Так, ну вот у нас прикольно. Так. Дополнительный урон от знаков. Снижение грунта. Надо, в принципе, низ и чисто сделать. Ну ладно.
Stuck it between the eyes.
Fell from the sky.
He travelled somewhere. Ah, you've told that story 1,000 times. I've heard enough of flying women.
Сейчас туда.
Greetings. Greetings.
Да, вон они.
How are things, guest?
Что там слышно? Ну, я слышу, что этот учится не меньше. Некоторых персонажей
Belly full, axe sharpened, and liquor awaits. Ready for battle.
Would you be kind enough to use that arse of yours?
Take care of yourself. Shut up.
Так, ладно, давай, термин закинемся. Так. Оп, масло от трупоедов.
Poor son of a bitch. He almost got away.
I think I heard something. Come on!
Damn carrier. That was close.
What was that?
Necrophages. With this many appearing, they must have a nest near.
Come on! Show yourselves! I'll let you taste my axe!
Oh, you're making them shipwrecks.
Even then, they'd stink less than you.
А, не, я отсюда.
They're here.
Сколько? Всего 3 минуты.
How are things, Geralt?
Так, вот масло. Отойдите.
The miners tried to collapse this passage. I wonder what... Can we go?
Belly full,
You wear your
axe
weapons
sharpened,
recently,
and
Witcher.
liquor awaits. Ready for battle.
Мы брали все в этих А, вот тут дверь. Так, еще одно. Я уже забыл за первую. Блин, походу этих гномов зрение и то почему.
No time for idle chatter. Right. That should do it.
Heads up, they approach.
Can we go?
Would you be kind enough to move that arse of yours?
those are.
Right, get out. Looks like it's all over.
Thanks for your...
Say nothing of it.
Enough yapping. Time for some...
First, I want to see if my fuck date's still waiting.
Just don't strain yourself. It takes energy to drink with us too, you know. Who's this, my failing eyes spy? Geralt of Rip...
Did you fight at Brenna?
Oh, fuck. I knows you've got amnesia, but you could have remembered that. Ah, it was a beautiful day. On one side, 46,000 black ones. On the other, us, the Nordlings together. The Redanians led by Der and us on the right. The Mahakam volunteer army. All dwarfs. Even the likes of Cohor must have shit his britches at the sight of us.
He hardly lacked courage, as I heard it.
All right, brave bastard, that's true. Prefer to die than run like a rat. I don't believe I've ever seen a bigger melee, except maybe 3 years ago here at Bergen. Would have managed that day too, even without the magic. That burning shit that fell from the sky. Why, even the Dun banner knelt before us when we brought our battle axes down.
Some say not one of the Dun banner survived. Any truth to that?
Biggerhorn nabbed the survivors as they fled south, but most men of the banner lie in the catacombs. Was I? Fuck, Wolf, I saw you die. I didn't see the little bastard who took you for a haystack. But I swear it looked like you weren't going to make it. So I'm well glad you managed to lick...
I don't know who taught me anything.
Come on, I had to.
You haven't noticed that I'm busy at wind again, fighting for a cause that isn't mine.
No, I haven't. A free Upper Aedirn is in the interests of any decent fellow.
I've been trying to figure out what Philippa Eilhardt's doing in all this mess.
Same thing as always. Conspiring until she gets her...
I know you hate sorceresses, but try to put your hand...
We hate them, as a fact. But why do you think that is? It's not because of their secret knowledge of them. Their hearts are full of dung, Geralt. Mark my words.
You exaggerate.
Ah, maybe not all of them. Eilhardt's the worst. Neither everyone in Bergen knows she's not into call. I tell you this. It's her ilk that caused the ruckus on Thanad Island. Think she's any different here? I'm crap.
Getting anywhere?
Like whores in a brothel. They're ploughing away at full speed. Saskia's army's full of men better at holding their pricks than a weapon. The Zoltan and I are helping. Most importantly, they don't lack spirit.
They won't defeat Henselt's regulars with zeal.
We'll show you what an army facing either victory or death is capable of. For
Zoltan claims
he's right. Did he tell you I beat him?
want to wrestle me.
I'm ready for...
Show me that.
That's some training you received at Kaer Morhen.
You're no wimpy.
What's the rush?
Greetings,
Thought we had a basilisk.
Godspeed, Witcher.
Turns out it was just my
Suddenly,
wife getting
Canaries?
Witcher,
What is it?
you were looking for the sorceress Philippa.
Thanks.
I broke out in a cold sweat. Started sniffing.
So, you got it over. I'm on my way.
I wouldn't mind.
I don't know.
I wouldn't mind. I'd like. No, go. I'll.
What's the difference? Jordan's not just any trouble.
Elves, they talk a lot.
You wanted to discuss something?
Know how to remove a tattoo?
There's a cure for everything, except stupidity. I'll need some green mold, white...
I'll be back once I... Your friend Sheila is conniving.
I know this, Witcher, but it's no cause for concern. Sheila is there to ensure Henselt doesn't fall prey to the same people who killed Foltest. We don't want him as sovereign of the Pontar Valley, but we also don't need Kedwin to descend into civil war.
I've got...
Have you learned anything?
Triss was here. Letho forced...
Why would he? There are easier ways to...
Two of Letho's comrades, probably those responsible for Demoven's death, were hiding among the Skoy. When it became evident in Flotsam that the Kingslayer wanted to dispose of Jorvith, the Skoyatel leader gave the order to eliminate them. He could only do that by...
I assumed that Triss wanted to teleport to me, but she missed the mark and they ended up in the gullies.
Letho left her in a gully, wounded. He probably thought that she'd diversify the local trolls' diet. He himself went to see the elves and massacred the unit with his comrades. They're somewhere on the other side of the fog.
What about Triss?
She escaped from the troll. Everything suggests she's somewhere in the area. She has to be...
I'll try, but it will take some time.
Sheila ordered Letho and...
I can't believe that.
Believe it. I ran into some mercenaries she enlisted to kill Letho and...
She must have meant the other Kingslayers. Are you sure she...
Are you so sure of Sheila? There was something going on between her and...
A misunderstanding.
Maybe. Let's find Triss.
I need some time. What's going on?
Let's see.
What's going on?
The peasants want to take pitchforks to King
Why?
The Dragonslayer's servant is spreading rumors that Stennis poisoned Saskia. The common
Where's the print?
barricaded himself in his room, guarded by nobles. For the moment, the peasants are still respectful, but they are feverish. Fight, help us out. The situation is dire.
I'm not sure if Prince Stennis is guilty, but I wouldn't be...
Power.
Let's go, before this dark desire becomes...
You go. I'll locate... And should anything happen to Prince Stennis, remember, we need his blood. You wanted to do...
I found...
Excellent. You wanted...
I found...
Show me. Interesting. Getting warmer, but still not there. It's as if I'd sent you to get me the sun and you'd brought me a candle. This is a dwarf's dream. Stolen and magically encased in this crystal. It would do if it was stronger.
You know what this means? In addition to normal harpies, there are Solano in the area.
Solano.
Dream snatchers. The only harpy species to develop something resembling intelligence. They magically bind dreams to mountain crystals. Solano live among regular harpies, but their lair should be full of stolen dreams. One of those would...
You'd have to enter the harpy lair through the quarry. Unfortunately, the gate to the caves is locked and Cecilbert, but we must not relent. Cecilbert.
In that case, I need...
You wanted to do... Remember the antidote for Saskia. It's very important.
What's this? Clad in hues of green, amid shrub season. Legs bent, catching fire. Eva! Eh?
You're stupid. She just fell unconscious.
The commoners claim it's our prince's doing.
Such judgment is above their station. I believe it's Henselt's provocation. He wants to drive a wedge between us.
Serfs and lords will never be on the same side.
Humans only care how their asses rise as their stations do.
They're playing into Henselt's hands. If they start at each other's throats, we'll have to face the entire amount of Tedwin alone.
You can't mix water with fire.
Every princeling like Saskia could.
Guild?
And you...
Geralt! It's good to see you.
The commoners claim Stennis is involved in
What stopped?
The Knights. A Durnian noble...
Not easy to raise a hand against a blue blood.
A peasant by the name of Calton was at the council. He didn't seem to respect anything or anyone.
Calton's a blackguard. He'll use any excuse to raid and plunder.
He has a taste for noble blood. They say he buries gold looted from the lords in... Looks like things are getting nasty.
Hear me! What do you want? I'm Skill and Burden. I keep order in Vergen.
Or doing a nice job then? Where was you when they poisoned Saskia?
Give us the prince! Get the flails!
Stop!
Yoveth.
Squirrels! Everyone who wants to leave this yard in one piece, keep your hands off your weapons. I don't care if you're a serf or a lord. I'll kill you all if need be.
What's going on?
The servant carrying wine during the feast said that Prince Sternes and Olcan poisoned
You want revenge. It's not the same thing.
We don't care. Saskia's fallen as if dead, while the poisoning prince and noble lords rush to herd us onto the field and sell us.
You lie, Colton. Nobody's being sold out. The poisoner must be caught and tried.
Your law? What then? He'll pay a fine and get spanked on his ass? We'll...
Where's this serf?
Safe.
Where's the prince hiding in his house if he's innocent?
Enough! I'll shoot the first to reach for a weapon. Then heads will...
There's more of us.
Then you'll be first. We need to act quickly.
What's your...
I'll frighten them a little. Bleed them if need be. I'll buy you some time, but be swift. I can't hold... Question the peasants and the nobles, and talk to the dwarves.
Even if he's guilty, I'm sure he's prepared as suitable.
You'll know how to sort the sheep from the goats. Also, find the servant who started talking so suddenly. You won't have time to talk to everyone, though.
Good. Bloody bastard poisoned the Virgin.
Change your tone when we put a...
Can we have a word?
Why not? I'm Ogden, a founder. I cast monk...
No thanks. The tableware...
It is. My goblets are indestructible, impervious to both the fury of sovereigns and servants who are all...
Saskia's chalice was...
Aye, it was. But...
Who...
That goblet was a gift. A way for the folk of Vergen to pay tribute to Saskia. The lass liked it so much, she's not used any other vessels.
Was the order?
Not a chance. It was supposed to be a gift. I ornamented it richly.
The other challenge?
Course not.
Any chance there could?
Why, there's no craftsman that can...
Could someone have tried to copy your hand?
Ha! I know of one who's been trying for years, but he's a fumbler, a screw-up. He's not produced one decent vessel. They all look like the work of a drunken elf. Thorax, his name.
See?
This is good to see someone's taking care of it.
With the virgin's death.
I could tell you what he lost with her life. Power. As I see it, every princeling likes to scheme.
Guilt must be proven. Otherwise, it's vigilante justice.
It's good to see
Greetings.
Give us
So-
this horsepower!
What do you want?
We of noble birth always had to protect the plebs from their own stupidity. If not for us, the world...
I don't have time to listen to songs praise. Know anything?
No, I don't. But whatever the truth, the mob cannot lynch one of royal blood.
So, or they...
Saskia...
You may be right.
Rolling dung, you surly dog!
You will change your tone when we put a sickle to your throat.
Save your threats for your hog-smelling woman.
Hurry up, Witcher!
I'd gladly hear your opinion.
Finally! So it's obvious Henselt bribed some serf.
The local peasants...
Those surly dogs would gleefully accept a heavy pouch.
That's interesting.
Just think it through. The prince couldn't have done it. The wine was in plain sight. Only the servants touched the decanters, and who... Then that same commoner incited his folk to...
Something to think about.
Give us this horsepower!
Rolling dung!
I want to speak with the...
You're unique then. Everyone else wants to tear him limb from limb.
We won't let you.
Only I...
Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Are you mad?
Silence! I'm in command here, and I grant...
Please.
Are you here to kill me, Monster Slayer?
I'm here for your help. You can save Saskia.
Do you hear them? They want my head. They equate the words of some village idiot with mine. I am the heir to the Edirnian throne, the rightful ruler of this land, descendant of Demavend and Verferil.
Prince, if you help me heal Saskia, the people will...
So if I don't help you, they'll kill me.
This is a deal.
What do you want?
I need royal blood for a potion.
Do you mock me?
You owe Saskia your life. She carried you away from the...
It was her duty, as it would have been of any Edirnian. Besides, my realm is... Saskia and her rebels routed the royal forces at Gillette and on the banks of the Dyffny. For practical
Those rebels are the last hope you...
And what then? A pig herd will be crowned and a...
Don't think that far ahead. Your Highness, just a few drops of your blood will cure Saskia. Vergen can...
I've already said I owe this girl nothing. I'll not yield to blackmail even if it costs me my life. I'll go to the axe, my head held high. And I'll certainly not surrender even a drop of royal blood to save a peasant girl.
Did you...
Of course not. Even if I had, do you think I would boast about it? Don't be a fool.
I'm trying to help. Not only Saskia, but you, Your Highness.
I won't yield to that rabble. Never. One smear is all they needed to lay siege. Do you really think I should plead my innocence every time some village idiot says the prince did it? Or maybe go out there and beg them for mercy?
You merely need to convince them that you're innocent.
And if I am innocent, yet lack proof thereof? You claim you wish to help me. Do so.
You're trying to bribe...
I want only to make a call. Guards!
What is it, sire?
Show the Witcher.
Is everything...
We had a chat. Think on what I told you, Geralt.
I will.
Save your...
Enough of this charade!
Try to be reasonable, folks. Sit down and talk in peace.
We've talked enough!
Come on, lads, let's drag the...
Vergen's not a cesspit for anyone to shit in. There are laws to abide, and Scalen Burden's job is to uphold them.
There's no law allowing a serf to threaten a king's scion. I, Silgrat, brother of Seltkirk,
Does it matter who was born in a castle and who in a pigsty? Any fool can prejudge and condemn. It's easier to accuse than to prove guilt.
A peasant servant claims that Prince Stennis... Why would the prince do such a dastardly deed?
That's why. The mongrel covets the...
Do you even remember how valorous he was towards Saskia?
Pretending to be with her, he was, sly fox. Taking the... But us lads ain't so dumb as you lords think.
See for yourselves how the commoners hate the prince, spitting venom like adders. They hatched a plot to...
Saskia's servant said that...
Where is this servant, might I ask? If he's got something to say, why does he hide? The answer is simple. He's
hiding to save his skin from you, whoresons. Squirrels!
One last question. How could the prince poison Saskia? It's a known fact that servants taste wine from the barrel.
No need to poison the wine. Smearing the poison inside the chalice would be enough.
I never heard of anyone poisoning a chalice.
You haven't heard much then. One of the Emperor's forebears died after sampling some lamb. He was always scared of poison and ate supper with his cook. The murderer spread poison on one side of a knife. Then he cut the meat so that only a small piece was poisoned.
The witch is right. Give us Stennis.
Saskia's got her own chalice.
It was commissioned from one of the dwarves. The order...
Even so, how did it come into...
A good point. We can't be sure if the prince...
Stennis is blowing hot and cold. Everyone knows that.
You were supposed to prove his guilt.
Tell us who else would do it. A peasant wanted to hurt the miss? Never. It's called... A pig won't cut its own throat. A peasant's not foolish enough to raise his hand against his savior.
Perhaps it is no peasant's deed. However, that does...
Answer me this. Was not Stennis' room next to Saskia's? Do not the wines come from his own love? Yes. It's serene. Nobody in Vergen wants to kill Saskia. And even if they want it, nobody...
Those are just words. Too much guesswork and not enough evidence. You can't convict anyone based on that.
Your Highness.
I'm not afraid. Fear is a commoner's trait, unfit for one with royal blood running in his veins. What do you want, to judge me? Is a prince a common thief who steals a dozen eggs at the market? You stand before royal majesty, and you raise your hands against it. In this world there are crimes that can be forgiven, and crimes that, by any means, cannot. Just as a mother killing her own child, or a man slitting his own brother's throat cannot be forgiven. A crime against one anointed by the gods themselves also cannot be condoned. He who raises hand against divine right is not worthy to walk this world.
And what about he who poisons the Virgin of Eden?
Firstly, Saskia is alive, so no one can blame me for her death. Secondly, you have no proof that it was I who tried to murder her. And thirdly, I assure all gathered here, I won't rise above the law. However, only she, the Virgin of Eden, can judge me.
Can it? And if Saskia won't get well, who's gonna judge you?
I believe she can be cured. But if the gods decide otherwise, we'll summon a covenant.
Those are words worthy of a true sovereign!
I am the one you should look to for guidance. Let my deeds be the flame that lights...
So you've forgotten how you tried to bribe me when I was at your house?
How about that, Snout?
This is slander.
There are no witnesses, Witcher.
The prince has a right to a fair trial, no matter if he's guilty. What will the peasants do if we hand them the prince? Will they hear him out? No. They'll hang him from the nearest tree, or tear him limb from limb. What will happen if we allow a lynching? What if people see that might makes right? Who'll guarantee they won't desire to avenge their wrongs, real and imagined? Who'll protect people whose only fault is noble birth from the exasperated mob? And where will it lead?
The peasants are furious.
They didn't dare mount a frontal attack.
But they haven't forgotten about Stennis, and won't. It'll be that way until Saskia regains...
She won't keep order by strength alone.
Unless it's a great strength.
We need an authority figure, and royal blood.
5 courts go to waste in the Dwarven dungeon at the moment.
There's also Henselt.
Going into that haunted mist is madness. Stealing...
No. Anything involving Stennis will cause a riot.
I've had enough of the peasants and nobles barking. Saskia's the best leader I know, but she can't hope to...
Where?
4 Scoia'tael units await in hiding to the east. Time to...
You'll make it into...
I must.
Enough of this charade!
Saskia's on
It's
the
good
pier
to
with
see
Henselt
someone's
at the
taking
gates.
care of it.
Wraiths fill the mist and commoners and nobles are at each other's throats.
This is nonsense.
You're stupid. She just fell unconscious. The White Wolf will save her.
I heard...
Shut your trap if you don't know what's going on!
Anyone order an exquisitely adorned...
I get the occasional commission for tableware, sure. But what exactly are you talking about?
Saskia's goblet.
That ugly bucket! Did you intend to offend me? Whoever made that thing should be whipped!
If she gets a chance to order anything.
Who will the Witcher sign? The prince has it coming?
Things look
Say,
bad.
Witcher, come
the
over
peasants
here.
are furious. They finally have a chance to strike back for all the...
The nobleman won't...
There.
It's a deadlock. With the prince's guilt...
Yarpin says it's someone from Edirn. Sheldon, on the other hand, would shave his beard if it's not...
Has...
No, Yarpin's an old cook and says he's got a feeling.
He might be right with those feelings. After all, not just anyone...
So it never crossed your mind that Henselt might have sent someone here before those ghosts up...
Anyone read?
Not even close. The nobles guard him like a matron does her ward's hiney.
If the rabble slaughters the prince, there'll be no stopping them.
That's why the nobles...
I'm sure Stennis's hands are dirtier than a peasant girl's fucked in a...
Why would Sheldon suspect...
He'd sooner reach an agreement with Stennis than Saskia. Her death would be very convenient.
Zoltan?
I'm wondering how anyone could manage to poison the wine. Saskia's a quick-witted lass. She doesn't let just anyone near. Someone she knew must have done it.
Give us this whole
Bloody
power!
bastard poisoned the virgin.
Dung, you surly...
You'll change your tone when we put a sickle to your throat.
Save your threats for...
Say, Witcher,
Why
come
is he
over
lingering
here.
about? Like the stench in a dwarven hovel.
Those Witchers be craving gold. This one's sure to say the prince is innocent, then sting Stennis for a pouch.
He'd better search for a lad who served the Virgin instead of pissing around.
Yeah, once done with the prince...
The prince stood right next to Saskia during the council.
How should I know?
Why flap your mouth then?
The prince is a wealthy lord. Bribing a skivvy to poison...
Just because someone can afford gold teeth doesn't mean they'll pull their healthy ones. What's it really all about?
We won.
We don't need no one backing us.
How would you punish the prince?
If a lad counts hens wrong, he'll be flogged. What should we then do with a man poisoning others?
Kill him.
A land without a ruler is a nightmare.
We have a ruler, the Virgin.
It's not certain she'll live.
Then we'll choose another who'll manage. But he must be one of us lads. That way he'll...
And all people is gonna be equal. Our way.
And the non...
We have enough down on the fields. Let non-humans find a non-human land.
Away with them!
You know Saskia?
Willie of the Oblates. He handled the wine, indeed, but loves the Virgin like a sister and mother put together.
He'd gladly get quartered for her.
Where's this Willie of yours?
Hiding in his shack, afraid of them lords. Squirrels guard him.
Farewell.
Give us this horplower!
Так, ну и что у нас тут получается?
Dung, you surly dog!
Say, Witcher, come over here. And lords will never be on the same side. Who will the Witcher side with?
They say someone
Greetings.
cast a spell, and the Virgin fell as if dead.
There's
There goes the crusade.
Stranger.
I've been looking.
I don't know you.
You caused quite a commotion. Afraid of something?
No.
You're lying.
I didn't do nothing. Didn't say nothing. Don't know nothing. And didn't see nothing.
Tell me.
I heard the priest talking with the prince. This goody-goody said the Virgin is really a beast under her fair skin.
What priest?
Alcan.
So there's no way I can check if you're lying.
I swear on my mother.
What else did you eat?
I was putting Saskia's room in order when the priest came to the prince's chamber next door. They wasn't speaking loud, but I heard the priest say, "Just clear the servants from the kitchen." Reverend Alcan, only he could tell you how it was.
The dead aren't very tough.
What about what they leave behind? There may be clues.
Maybe.
Pale face, anyway. Eyes like embers. It raised his hand and pointed a finger at
Hang
them.
them all by the balls and let them swing.
Greetings.
Adam. So, you thought it over?
They lie in wait for their lord and prince. I certainly hope Scalen can clean up this mess. What can I do for you, Witcher?
I'd like to play.
Beat the innkeeper.
So be it. How?
Everyone awaits the battle. Some pray, others drink. Zoltan and Yarp and the Yorveth's warriors are trying to be inconspicuous. I'd feel better if they crawled up the devil's arse and disappeared. But Saskia thinks we don't stand a chance without them.
How long have you been on?
My predecessor was killed 3 years ago. I was one of his advisors. I knew my way round this circus. So I volunteered to mostly I deal with trade and taxes. I organize assorted matters.
This must be the first revolt ever to be taxed.
We can't feed ourselves nor fortify our walls with rebel slogans alone. The rest easy. Stennis, though of course, the prince is just waiting for the right moment.
I'm sure his motivations are pure. We killed most. The passage to the lower level collapsed. They won't get out. In time, they'll die off and you can restart work.
Thank you, Witcher. The whole of Vergen thanks you. Here's your coin. process. I did.
Did you fight here?
Of course.
Philippa claims you know a bit about
that old kook insult. Called king by some. Thought that Adernians were bumpkins he'd ship.
Why did he attack him?
According to Henselt, Upper Edern is the ancient legacy of the Kedwenny crown and must be returned.
That brazen farter had a point. If you read some history, you'll know that 300 years ago this land belonged...
Load of crap. 700 years ago the elves reigned here. And 1,000,000 years ago these lands were the domain of the worms. If things worked that way, every king could invade a neighboring land and claim his right to do so because an ancestor took a dump there.
All right. Hensel wanted to conquer Upper Edern. What then?
He rolled in, got hammered.
Cecil, that doesn't...
It wasn't a battle. It was a slaughter. If I try speaking of it, I'll...
The ghosts of the fallen fight in the mist. They turn into horrible creatures called Draugrs. Eternians, Kedwenny, men, elf...
Bloody hell. No peace here.
I want to help them, but I need to know...
Very well. A beautiful day. That grew hot later. Very hot. When Van de Grift attacked in the afternoon, he sent the Dutch, but we had a surprise of our own. Under the cover of night, we prepared fire pits. Our archers lit them up at the right moment. I still can't believe we managed to fool their scouts. If it wasn't for the ambush, we wouldn't be speaking today. They likely wouldn't be in Upper Edern at all. We decimated the Dunbanner, but that was only the beginning. Selkirk was our commander. Everywhere he appeared, the Kedwennies gave ground. He wreaked havoc. Then, Van de Grift himself entered the fray. Selkirk met him in the middle of the field. In the end, Van de Grift killed Selkirk. A terrible death that sent the Adernian ranks into disarray. I thought it was the end of us. Then the sky fell, as if the fire covered the battlefield. Nobody sought the enemy. Yes, there were no more friends and enemies. They say it was the doing of a Kedwenny sorceress who wanted revenge on Van de Grift. Could be true, as From afar, I saw Van de Grift leading 4,000 heavily armed men. Many a heart sank when we saw the elite bearheads or the armoured banners from Ad Carreg. The Dun banner was in the middle, veterans of Brett. As soon as he set foot on Adernian land, Van de Grift climbed the hill and surveyed the area, as if it was his fief. Son of a bitch was as sure of himself as ever. Upon spying him, I remember the dwarves all dropped their trousers and showed him their asses. Then Selkirk stepped out in front of us. His white armour shone in the sun. We were afraid a Kedwenny arbalist would shoot him, but they too stood as if frozen. And Selkirk just looked at them and bowed ever so slightly.
Remember?
As if it was yesterday. Henselt's troops crossed the Pontard. Our hearts rose over 5,000 only. As if it was yesterday. Henselt's troops crossed the Pontard the third day after the autumn. Our hearts rose at the sight of the banners of Vengerberg, Aldersberg and Gullet fluttering in the wind. Knights and armoured infantry sight, over 5,000 strong we were. Nobody caring about race or back. Only King Demoven was missing. But he must have had more important business than...
You captured
Henselt's choice troops, and not a one survived. The visitors sent them to their deaths. Refused to give them reinforcements. He was a monster. The men of the Dun were real swaggerers. Killed a lot of our lads, but for every Dunner, there were 7 Adernians. They had no chance. Aye, we captured their standard. We buried what was left of them in the crypts beyond Vergen. Their standard lies with them.
I'm going to need that. Did you see the duel between...
I stood half a furlong from them. Never seen a fight like it. Probably never will again. They'd already met once, at a jousting tournament in Ad Carreg. Selkirk won there. He beat up... Selkirk was a true knight. Van de Grift was so pissed off after that tournament, he hanged the smith who made his sword and ordered a special one from a source. I bet he cut down
Van de Grift is dead. What happened to...
Saskia's got it. Good thing, too. Only her hand can tame the hatred enchanted in that sword. After the battle, when the flames abated, the scavengers came. They stole everything. Imagine, not a single keepsake of Selkirk in the whole of Edern. His brother babbles something about a gauntlet, but he's a lying dog.
Thanks, Cecil, that was helpful.
Madame Eilhard claims you need 4 symbols. The standard symbolizes death.
I have a feeling Philippa has a handle on the rest.
Here's hoping.
I need to...
It's about...
I know all about...
What's open? Stop pissing me off. You're acting...
You know, don't know.
What are you talking about?
Some might even call you a... Imagine your ancestors carved in stone. Condemnation, not pride on their bearded faces.
I'll open... I
do. And good luck staying...
See you, Governor.
You're stupid. She just fell unconscious.
Блин, где нахрен?
Like fucking a cat with an ant.
What's the meaning? Don't draw your soul.
I'll say it again. Humans are strange. Great day!
Sorceress. Always in...
Emo!
Take care.
Damnation!
Strange aura. Nothing interesting.
История сайта. Леонардо да Винчи.
Fuck it!
They say someone cast a spell.
Ёлы-палы, блин. Лабиринт целый, блин.
So, thought it over.
Shut your trap if you don't know what's going on.
Guilt must be
Not for that
proven.
damn Jorvith, the serf.
The prince has a...
Enough of this charade!
Try to be reasonable, folks.
We've talked enough! Come on, lads, let's drag the prince...
Vergen's...
There's no law allowing a serf to threaten a...
Does it matter who was born in a castle and who...
A peasant servant claims that Prince Stennis supposedly attempted to... Why would the prince do...
Do you pretend? Where is... What? The...
It's not clear how the prince poisoned the wine. But
Stennis is blowing hot and cold.
You were supposed...
Tell us who else... Yes! It's Serene Damed. Nobody in Vergen wants to...
you're wrong, Colton. Reverend Olkin wanted to get rid of Saskia. He thought
Olkin was on Stennis's leash like a dog.
How dare you, lout! Do you imagine if someone sits next to a married lady, he's surely fucking her?
the priest tried to convince Prince Stennis to join the conspiracy.
Is Stennis some dimwit foundling that he dances to a lousy priest? Olcan got what he deserved when Hensel cleaved his head. Now it's Stennis's time.
There is no proof the prince agreed.
The priest asked him for admittance to the...
So he didn't poison the Virgin himself, but allowed her to be poisoned.
Those are just words. Too much guesswork in...
I'm not a... What use in the... Just as a war. Firstly, Saskia, and Kani! And I believe...
Those are words worthy of a...
I am the one you should look to for guidance.
What if... Who'll protect and where...
То есть его в любом случае арестовывают.
The peasants are furious, but
we need... There's...
Going into...
No. Anything...
I've had...
You'll make...
I'm...
Чё с ним? Так, контракт на Гарпи.
Stop swaggering around town with that sword drawn, all right?
Geralt, first throat of the Witcher's Guild. Finally, a drink with...
Short on company?
What can Yarpin tell me? I prefer listen.
The king...
No one could sneak. Why? Is it worth sticking your neck out to no one?
Yeah.
Look, another one. You let one human in and in no time you've got a swarm. And you associate with sorcerers. Human women are worse.
Rest.
Ah, welcome. How can I help?
Look,
not counting the fire-spitting bits from 3 years ago. Well, a sorcerer once lived in the wood beyond Vergen. You could look there. Maybe... How can I help? How can I help? Fair enough, but I only play the best. If you're any good, you'll beat Bruno Biggs and Cornelius.
Regards! Peasants now refuse to shovel manure. They
dream of fighting looting.
Let them dream.
I am. I can see that.
No pig.
Fancy taking...
He travels the lands.
You're tough as my Hackerman steel.
The sorcerers mutated him.
Any idea what...
Try the blacksmith.
I wanted to talk to you about the fate state of Vert. True. Do you buy into
Are you asking me if I believe what she says, or if I believe she'll be successful? Saskia's no liar, that's a fact. But whether we'll manage, who can tell? For now, a great battle awaits. A battle in which elf, dwarf, and human...
It's also the biggest potential weakness.
Nothing unites folk like shared death. I believe those,
if they win,
even if they don't. News spreads fast. Others... Oh, has his arse grown fatter in Saskia's...
An elf who was the greatest foe of humans will now fight for their freedom.
Only harpies don't change their minds. I'm no expert on elves, but as I see it, he's got a stiffy for Saskia. He stood all gentle as a lamb in council, stealing glances at her tits. When she spoke to him, he looked as happy as a fool whittling a wooden toy. It's one of the mining colonies Mahakam established. There were lots of them just 500 years ago. It was the first town where dwarves and humans began working side by side. For the past 3 years, it's been a... like a vice.
It was indeed.
If you ever run into my old mates Yarpin or Sheldon...
That's how it is. Mages and...
How are you?
Better than at Brenna, though we've quite a rumble ahead of us.
Zoltan says your company are true armor.
Unbeatable, last I recall.
Is that so?
Sounds good. Ready to...
Give me...
Mage, warlock, even worse, a sorcerer. Did I mention something? Got to hand it to the hags. And chatter. The brave and effective. Sabrina a clever thing who used to pound the table with a fist.
At your service.
Sure there's no dwarfen blood in your family?
I'll tell you when I get my memory back.
How can I?
Так, а чё, ребята? Так, по чертежам, вот, руны здесь, нужна эссенция воды, камень стихии, сердце Наки.
How can I help?
Эссенция воды. Так, еще. Блин, а ничего, нигде у меня эссенции воды нет. Два, 40, 48, 56.
A calm day, but tomorrow, who knows?
I got a serious career proposal yesterday.
Так, а есть... Так, давай, селим.
From one of your vest lads, eh? I tried me too.
Эссенция.
I don't have enough.
We're too old for that shite, eh?
They'd got me 50 years ago, but it's true what they say. You grow wise.
Так, вот. Если...
At your service.
Так, на этом пока стрим завершу. Следующий стрим будет по Baldur's Gate. Сегодня чуть вечером, через пару часов. И очень приятно будет, если кто-то зайдет на них.